Hi, my name's Michael, this is Punk.a.folk, and welcome to my review of the Lea, a sub-budget IEM from the makers of the Mele and the Olina, Tripowin. In my Olina review, I compared this trio of IEMs to the Godfather trilogy. The Mele was great, the Olina was clearly the best, and now we have the Lea. It's the worst. It has some minor flaws, but as long as you don't compare it to the other two and you take it on its own for what it is, it's pretty damn good. The Lea is another single dynamic driver IEM. Like the Mele and the Olina, this time it has a liquid crystal polymer diaphragm, which Tripowin states is because of its speed. And I believe it because this thing's quick and it's able to pretty easily keep up with some really fast music. The driver is housed inside of this plain black metal shell. It's all metal construction. It's a satin black, which I like, but again, once I put them in my ears, I can't see them, so it doesn't matter that much. They have this nice long nozzle that, combined with the shape of the IEM itself, once you have them in your ears, it's a really secure fit. I'm able to wear these without losing a seal, doing basically any normal activity. Now, on my set, I did notice that on the right IEM, where the 2-pin connector fits in, there is just a slight, I don't even know if it'll show up, a slight amount of wiggle there. I don't know if I pulled on it or if it was that way from the factory, but I've been wearing these for, well, I've had them for about 3 weeks and it's caused no issue yet. So we'll just have to see down the road if it falls out. I don't notice it when I'm wearing them, but I guess I will just have to see how they hold up over time. Otherwise, though, they are solidly built. I really like the build. In keeping with the price point, the Lea comes simply packaged. You get the IEMs in this box, and that's about all there is to show. You get the IEMs, you get the cable, and 2 other sizes of ear tips for 3 ear tips combined. The ear tips are fine. I always switch mine to spin fit because I feel like the spin fits fit securely in my ears and they are comfortable for wearing over long periods of time. The wire that they come with has no preformed ear hooks, as you can see, and it is a silver color in this plasticky, I don't know, plasticky wrap. It feels kind of like a toy. It did come with these wire guides to go around your ears, but I don't know if you can tell compared to the size of my ear. They are very small and they don't fit my goofy shaped ears. Aside from that, though, I mean, besides it feeling cheap, the wire works. That's really what matters, and it's not horrible. There's nothing actually wrong with it. It just feels a little cheap and it's a little stiff, but for the price point, it'll do. I ended up using it for the purposes of testing these, but as soon as I am done with this, I will probably swap it for the cable that came with my Melees just because it has preformed ear hooks and is a little softer. The tuning on this is a very good balanced tuning that presents itself rather well across the frequency range, especially when you take that $25 price tag into consideration. It seems like they were shooting for the same frequency curve or a similar frequency curve to the one Moondrop uses for its single dynamic IEMs, and they did it pretty well. Bass on these is tight and clear with a hard, fast initial strike, but it presents itself a bit dry and thin. It while it's clear and while it's noticeable, it doesn't provide the heft or the meat that a lot of people might be looking for. I found that on hip hop, which for me is Wu-Tang Clan and Run the Jewels. I don't listen to a lot of hip hop. But when I was listening to hip hop, you got the sub bass sound. It's there. It just didn't have that feeling, the visceral feel of air moving and presenting that rumble. In the mid bass, kick drums and bass were the same. They sound accurate. They're fast, but it's just missing that feel, that satisfying thump. Bridges Burned by Mark Linden, the Unloved. On that song, Jesse is hitting that kick drum with, it's like boom, 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 the whole way through that song. And on other sets, it provides a solid backbone for that song to ride along. On this set, it just didn't have that feel because of the dryness of the bass. The lower mids on these suffer as well. Male vocals just sound slightly weak, but again, they're very clear. They're very well defined. I think I mention him like every week. Michael Caine from Michael Caine the Morning Afters. He has a very distinct voice, a very distinct and full voice, and the Lea just seems to sap enough of that energy that it's noticeable to me. Again, considering the price of these, tonally they're fine. It's just they're missing that bit of presentation that if you didn't know better, you would never notice it wasn't there. The same with bassoon, cello, toms. Everything here sounds good, but the longer I wear them, the more I notice little imperfections in the instrument timbre, just like there's a bit of resonant distortion inside the cavity or something that makes everything sound just a touch off. Whereas I said the male vocals sound a bit weak, female vocals, on the other hand, sound pronounced. They ride the line of being shouty at times. Treble in general comes off a bit strong here. Snare drums, between the guitar and the cymbal ride in the first 20 seconds of International U Day by No Use for a Name, these are painful beyond a minimal listening volume. But it is very much certain instruments, certain songs. It's not across the board. As far as the technicalities on these, they're really good for the price. Soundstage on these for me was really good. While a bit narrow, they provided a nice enough sense of width and depth while providing pretty clear height. Imaging and instrument placement was also really good for the price. They were able to provide a clear sense of positioning without any of the instruments smearing into one another. And the detail retrieval on these, the details aren't super resolving, but the Lea performs well enough to be super competitive at this price. I know it probably sounds like I'm shitting on these, but I'm not at all. I really like them considering the price of $25. I mean, they took a really popular tuning, and for a third of the price of these, they provided a nice starting point for people who are interested in getting into the hobby. These are an excellent starting point into the world of IEMs. While they lack the technical abilities of more expensive sets, the tuning is there, and again, they sound damn good for the price. These are a very compelling set at $25, and while I notice some issues with the way things are presented, and when I take price into consideration, and as solidly as this shell seems to be built, these are a steal at $25, and I really can't find any reason to not like them when I take them for what they are on their own. I will provide a link to these below if you would like to check them out. As always, if you want to purchase them, awesome. If you don't want to purchase them, awesome. I don't care. If you'd like to like and comment below this video what sets you think I should try next, I'd greatly appreciate it. Below, as always, I will also provide links to the music I mentioned in this video so that you can check it out, and a link to my personal test track playlist so you can get a roundabout idea of the type of music I'm listening to when I'm testing IEMs. Thanks again for watching, everybody. I will see you next week.